Hello everybody and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week from Holloway Field. Second meeting here between the Pioneers and the rival River Rats in boys lacrosse. Kevin Bryant, tell us a little bit what we're looking at today.
Well, for the Hurons, they're happy because they don't have to go up against Levi Rosenberg. But unfortunately, still, that's going to be out on the field is going to be Whit Denson, a goalie who really surprised us last year by catching a block and then taking it 75 yards down against this Huron squad and scoring. It's been a long season for the River Rats, and they're going through a losing streak right now, and they're going up against one of the teams that has only dropped one game all year long. Going to be a tough contest for the River Rats tonight.
Pioneers got a lot of ways to beat you, and even more so home at Holloway Field. Stick around. We'll be right back. Looking down at the scores right now for boys lacrosse here from Holloway Field. The Pioneers just a commanding 7-1 in SEC Red play this year. Like we talked about in the Open, the Rats not playing quite as well. They're on a bit of a slide right now. But the Pioneers, I mean, Kevin, you mentioned their goaltender, but they are putting the ball in the net at a great pace this season.
Yeah, only 2 games where they didn't score double figures looking at the results here. And even putting up a 20-burger to open up the season. Coach Conley's squad has definitely been in an offensive mode.
And here you can see both teams facing off a little bit here. This is a real rarity in sports. I don't want to tease and say like they're going to play some Red Rover, but I do really like the fact that there is a large grouping. They're all looking into each other's eyes and talking to each other. The thing about it with Ann Arbor athletics is like there's a really good chance that most of these kids already know each other,
or even played with each other in a club sport.
Exactly right.
Because a lot of times you don't have too many people playing this sport, and so when you get into the summer, you're playing in your club teams. A lot of these players know each other very well.
Well, and I wonder if that might be part of it as well. Is like since we do know each other, we can go out and meet in a congenial manner to start things out. And we'll see how long that congenial manner starts, because I got to tell you, it's perfect weather to hit another dude with a stick out there right now, and you're going to see a little bit of that in some lacrosse, obviously.
And just to start off, just to let you know that we don't have a Whit Denson in the net down there for the Pioneers.
No, you're right. Aiden McDaniel currently.
Yeah, and he's
starting out sophomore.
He's a sophomore. Huron has a sophomore. Benny, what is that? Turnatzer.
Oh, Tarnitzer. Yep.
He's a sophomore in the cage
there
for the River Rats.
Maybe it's underclassmen night. Is that the opposite of senior night? It's underclassmen
I like
night.
that. I like you're making things up on the fly. That's what you do.
I could have used 1 or 2 of those in varsity sports. Some underclassmen appreciation nights.
When you bring that up, it's funny you say that. I wonder if it's sort of like football, where you have a couple quarters, since we are playing quarters here, that you can play a couple quarters on JV and then maybe play a couple quarters on varsity. Because looking over the rosters, Nick, these teams are loaded, 20 players plus on each team.
Yeah, catching out those benches down. You're exactly right. And there's a big left-handed shot that's going to get the Rats on top right from the get-go. Charlie Fox.
Yeah, I believe that's the coach's son, Tim Fox. And Charlie Fox coming around on the bender, coming from the left side of the cage. And he just whips that one in off of right over the shoulder, it looked like, over the keeper. Coming in right here. Yeah, that was top shelf.
Top shelf, and I'm curious if McDonald even ever saw that one. You're right. I mean, that he might have been screened a little bit there, but Fox really put one in. And if you're coming into this match as an underdog, according to us anyway, getting that first goal, huge.
It's definitely, you want to get some momentum going on your side, make you feel good getting off that bus and warming up. Great start for the River Reds.
Grieshaber taking that one down underneath, and that cuts back up into the middle.
Man, I hope he plays a lineman for on football. Grieshaber's huge, 69.
It's a big kid, wide. Looks like he's got some speed to him too. He's going to make his marks, but there's a player cutting in right through. That's Dakota Audi Price.
Tyler Fox on some good defense there. Going to go out on a limb and say that's Charlie Fox's brother.
Seems very reasonable. Pioneers get the ball back, trying to work it into their offense, trying to get their midfield offense going. Crisp passes all around. And there's Audi Price again.
What you were talking about, Nick, as far as the way this team scores, it definitely looks like Pioneers being more efficient than just trying to drill the net right now.
No, they're gonna take their time. They're gonna work their offense around. They've got those two back players behind the net. You're gonna try to see some quickness right there. Jet Latch, if you remember him from last year.
And
there's one.
Yeah, and that was downstairs, so we go opposite with Jet Latch, and you're right. We talked about Latch a couple times last year.
Pioneer goal, number 5, Jet Latch.
And I tell you, you might not see it on the screen, but you can maybe see some of those jerseys blowing around. Windy day. Beautiful sky out here. You can barely see any clouds.
In the first quarter.
High, is it cumulus or numulus? I'm not sure what the clouds are, but they're high, light cloud.
Wispy, if you will. Wispy
like
clouds,
that.
yes.
But the wind is howling around in Hallway Field.
But no, you mentioned it's almost a perfect day to go out there and be down on the field. Sun's shining, blue skies, warm but not hot. Humidity hasn't set into Michigan yet. Perfect day for high school athletics right now on a Monday afternoon.
And we always are harping about the weather on these spring sports. They finally get a good day to be outside and not have to layer up with clothing.
Well, yeah, we subject our camera guys here to an awful lot. So they've got a good one today. Hopefully they can bask in it. They put on a little sunblock, get a little color here this afternoon. Here's Huron now. I mean, you mentioned before that they were ramble-scramble to get a quick shot in, but right now it's appearing to try to work around and try to get something going early on. There's Rowan Grenier there, number 4. Yeah. Grenier holds. He's trying to find somebody. He's got his man right out front, but can't pick that one up off the turf. Was Alex Loomis. Now the Pioneers will turn it back and try to get back into the offense. Those long stick passes up into the zone now. Craig Newman coming in, and he sends one wide of the goalkeeper.
And if we go way back, Newman was the one that was in the way of the Huron offensive player, Loomis, on that last attack. Played some great defense and then goes down, gets the ball around midfield before he unleashes that shot.
Pioneers back in their set offense, trying to work the perimeter before they get it into one of their quick guys to make some slash moves out front. Max Comaton out front for the Pioneers. There's a trip up. He tried to send that one forward, and we've got a penalty flag down on the field.
Audie Pierce goes down, but I thought from my angle, it looked like he started to trip before the Huron defender got into his back, which participated him to fall all the way down with that extra little chuck.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he was not stable on his feet. He caught himself, but then kept that momentum going. I'd say you're right about that. And if these officials had the benefit of replay, they would pick that flag up or have themselves a little confab.
Number 18, Bernie Woman, 1 minute for tripping.
But no, that'll be a 1 minute exclusion penalty. For tripping, they will not need 1 minute. Audie Price needed all of 2 seconds, and man, he hammered that one home.
I mean, well, when you hear this one, because we can hear it from our
Man
vantage
up
point,
goal
it
for
hit a little
Pioneer,
bit of a
number
post,
3,
hit a little bit of
Dakota
a netting,
Audie
and then he found the back of the netting. Let's watch
Assisted by
this
number
one.
5,
I mean,
Jet Latch.
good pass there from Lodge.
Scores Pioneer
But then,
2.
I mean,
Huron 1 with
What can
8
you
minutes.
do?
Well,
1
he
second
hammered that
remaining
one
in the
home
first
with
quarter.
a baseball throw right there. Both of his hands were down in tight, all the way at the bottom of his stick, all that torque. And man, you're right. What can you do? Nothing. You can watch it.
Yeah,
Maybe you can't even watch it. You might listen to it.
Yeah, go over the fence, basically.
Yeah, Audi Price, just a real weapon from right there with a man advantage. And the Pioneers now up 2-1 with 7:49 to go here in the first quarter.
And right back on the attack comes the Pioneers.
Yeah, as always in lacrosse, winning that opening face-off is massive, massive, massive.
Especially without a shot clock. You know, last game we had the water polo match where we had a 30-second shot clock, so you're going back and forth between the possessions. Here, it's you know, you got to struggle and get down and get dirty to get that ball.
Yeah, take your time if you're on the offense. Wait for those players to happen.
And that was zoomed right by on the outside. That shot wasn't even near the cage.
Latch with an interesting attack angle on that one. And there they are out front one more time. Another opportunity. Anthony Yang that time for the Pioneers. And just a shooting gallery so far in on Tarnitzer.
Yeah, and that was a great screen by Arbor up front. We just missed it on that. And then you see it coming back in, and you saw the shot was just a bit wide again. But these Pioneers are unleashing some haymakers at the net.
There's your guy, Greasehaber, one more time trying to get in. But we've got
Awesome
more
block.
laundry
Awesome
on the
block.
field. Flag landed about the 31-yard line, according to the football field.
Screen.
Yeah, I think you're right.
On Pioneer, because it looks like Pioneers actually, no, it looks like a Huron defender's going off to the bench as well, too. We've got 2 people in the box.
Huron penalty number
It's going
21.
to be on
Kyle
Huron,
Fu, 1
actually.
minute for slashing.
Huron cannot afford to rack these penalties up like this, Nick.
Nope, slashing is going to be the call. Kyle Fu, number 21. And you are allowed a little bit of stick contact out there, but you're only going to get so far. And if you are the Rats, you do not want to be in that penalty box because, man, the way that Pioneer has already proven that they can get those shots away quickly.
Yeah, and it really, since that first possession of the game, Nick, it's been all Pioneer. They've held possession of the ball as well as taking the shots on the net. I mean, Pioneer's defense has really been, taking a break right now.
And there's Greasehaber sending that shot wide. He's not scared to shoot from way out there. Again, a big kid, big shot. And there's Audi Price one more time. Price sends that one down into the corner, and another goal for the Pioneers.
Tarnitzer is in the net for the River Rats, and he's really going to have to shore up that right-hand side of the cage because Kurowski comes in again, and that's the third attack coming in and being successful from the keeper's right side. And you can see nobody picked him up. It looks like 33 for Huron just fell asleep there for a minute. Fields and allowed him to sneak in there. And Fields is only a sophomore.
Well, you're down a man, so there's only so much you can do, but you can't let that dude right in front of the net wide open that way. You've got to pick your battles, and that one right out in front of the net, not a good way. 3-1 Pioneer up. 3 different goal scorers for the Pioneers too. That's what you like if you're a coach.
Exactly. You're spreading the love around. Everybody's being involved in the action. And you can see, we were talking about that first possession before Pioneer got on the board. They were taking their time. They weren't in a hurry because they know they have prolific scorers all throughout this roster.
Yeah, no. What's the rush when you've got so many different guys that can score? And I mean, we've talked about Jack Greasehaber so far. He just looks like he can't wait to put one in, right?
Exactly.
And he hasn't put one in yet.
I hope they have that net bolted down for when he shoots, because the guy, again, he looks like an offensive lineman, and he's been setting some great screens out front at the point. Coming down to the end, this has been a fast spring.
Spring will definitely do that, but we do have 3 games left. Yeah, seeing that we've had one cancellation this year because of the weather. Has it been 2 canceled? That's right. You're right.
It's been 2.
Only one of those was my fault, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, the weather gods got in the way, but that happens in the spring.
Yeah,
Actually,
you can see that little bit of jump there in mid-April. Like, hey, what happened? Michigan.
Yeah.
Snow, rain, thunderstorms, cold, a little bit of everything. Sleet, probably. But this one here on Pioneer, we got some girls lacrosse coming up. and Skyline Huron water polo as well. That should be a good match to
That's always a good
put
to
a
get those
bow.
two
Yeah.
teams in.
So now with the Rats trailing 3-1, just really important. Look at this would be like me and you out there with that face-off. That just towering over him right there. But still, sometimes it's that little guy. It's that speed, right? Like that's not about size. Tyler Fox picks that one up and takes his Rats into the offense.
And I think he is just the designated guy that comes in for those face-offs because he comes off for a second, changes sticks. So I think he came back in with a different type of apparatus.
Yeah, he's got himself a little different cross. He's got the one for the face-offs. That's my tricky cross right there. That I got to go switch that back out to my normal guy.
Like your lucky 9-iron, right?
Yes, exactly like that. Fox now under duress. He's got nowhere to go. Just hits a wall of 3 Pioneer defenders. And now we'll see if we can get somebody else to try to wick that in. But, man, Pioneer's defense stout.
That's
just
the
a
difference.
wall.
You can see the difference between when Pioneer is on the attack and when Huron was on the attack. The players look bigger on the Pioneer side. You know, when you go man up, man down all across the roster, Huron's players are thick, but they're not tall. And so you got a little bit of length going on the Pioneer side, but also the skill doesn't hurt either.
And, you know, not for nothing here, but I will give your River Rats any flowers that I can. This is just another set of great uniforms. You guys don't miss very often. I'm not gonna lie. The color scheme helps. The color scheme is always good, but what they've got going on down there is real solid. And shiny helmets, I feel, it's got to be some sort of tricky advantage too. You might be running up the field and you get like a little glint in your eye. It blinds you a bit.
I see what you're saying, because the matte helmets that the Pioneers have doesn't give off that glare.
No, not at all. Back to action there. Low sidearm sling there by, I believe that was Caleb Patterson sent that one low and wide.
Yeah, and I like the strategy by the River Rats. Increase your shots on the net, and that's exactly what he does on this drive in. And he comes up. Now we're back to live action.
Here we go again, trying to get something in. A little shimmy to get that right out in front. Passes up the opportunity to take the shot and send it back behind the net. And now big wide shot from outside and saved by the sophomore right there. Aiden McDaniel comes up big.
Yeah, McDaniel really had a great job because of his players in front of him. Huron does still keep possession though.
Bouncing ball coming out near midfield, but the Rats pick that one back up. Rowan Grenier now. That one's going to probably dribble out of bounds.
Yeah, let's take a look at this defense here. But check out what you were talking about, Nick. All of the Huron players have a defender in front of them, so when the shot comes up, there was nobody in front of the keeper. So he had a clear view of that shot coming in.
Pioneer now getting back into their offense.
There's some aggression from the River Rats. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I feel like the Rats are working their defense in a really strong man-to-man way, where Pioneer seems to be a little bit of a tighter zone here and there.
And, well, maybe out of that last timeout, gave the River Rats a little bit of a break because they caught their wind. Whoa, and that's maybe why Arbor isn't taking any shots. He's got to stay on his feet.
Well, that running backwards is never an easy maneuver, and he tripped up on some carpet down
Especially
there. Now the River Rats going to try to push it
too.
forward. Yeah, exactly. Kyle Fu now sends that one in.
Man, Owen Davies is playing defense, but he had to turn his head on that shot for Pioneer. Check out Owen Davies right here, number 8, right in front of you. He's going to just say, nah, I got a lot of equipment on, but I'm going to allow my keeper to handle this one.
Probably not worth it there. And Fu, just the exact right size to send that whizzing right by the player's helmet.
And again, I like those type of shots and plays for the River Rats. You got to increase your shot output on the net right now to get back in this match.
Yeah, get Aiden McDaniel a little uncomfortable in that net. Pioneers now getting ready to start by.
Arbor comes in, and again, he's playing that midi type of position. So maybe his shot technique isn't the best.
A little bit, yeah, right. A little unorthodox is probably, I think, what we'll
It's
go
a long,
with. It's
a long shot too.
But yep,
Takes
that's
a long time.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He's going to put a lot of torque on that, so it's going to be a little slower to get going. But once he has that momentum moving, that thing will move. Yeah, a lot of different ways to skin a cat out here in Lacrosse.
All of the penalties and infractions really have been going against the River Rats, even these corners where Pioneer's able to set their offense.
There's Patterson being a little bit of a pest defensively. Pioneer now tries to get that around. Nice job spinning away back towards the net. No go there for Jet Latch.
Yeah, great defense there from Kyle Fu, and that's why he is a captain.
Pioneer maintains possession. Greasaber one more time. He tries the old spinaroo, and then he turns around and puts one in. It was only a matter of time, Kevin Bryant, like we were talking.
Yeah, Jack comes in with a big shot, and you know what? He came from a different angle. A lot of his shots were coming from his right or to the left of the keeper. This time, like a lot of
Pioneer
those goals, he went to the
Huron
opposite
1,
side, to the
1:47
right side
remaining
of the
in the
keeper,
first quarter.
and he was successful on this shot from outside. You can see him taking it, and he takes the punishment, and he dishes it out.
And like we said, that wasn't the fastest way to get around, but he got it up high and really got the momentum on that shot from far out.
And sort of like a big guy that's playing defense, I mean, he caused that a little spacing with that bump, and that gave him the extra time for that long launch of a shot.
Pioneer looked like they were going to push forward and try to do something quickly, get a little fast break action, but they're more than happy to slow it up, go back around, and try to pick their poison down low. That one skips away right past Cole Kurowski, though. 1:25 to go here in this first quarter from Holloway Field.
That's the difference right there, the passing. You can see the difference between Pioneer catching the ball in their cross and then doing one-timers like that.
Just a beautiful play by Jet Latch there to come up with that one and send that one home right out in front of the cage.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we were talking about. Off of the turnover, the transition goal, and quickly Pioneer turns defense into offense.
Pioneer goal, number
nobody
5,
in between the keeper.
Latch.
The defensive,
assisted by number 8, Owen Davies.
The goalkeeper.
Scores Pioneer 5, Huron 1 with 1:10 remaining in the first quarter.
And here we'll see if the Rats have a chance to answer with 1:03 to go here in this first quarter. And they go after it quickly. No waiting, just going right after the goaltender.
You can see Fox giving some dap over there to Loomis. Good shot, and that's what the Huron they want. They want to try to get into their offense before Pioneer's defense can set, because they're a wall. You can see that just right down low. Great block there.
Yeah, it takes a lot of stones to sit in front of that ball coming in.
Yeah, good hustle there by the River Rats.
That's Charlie Fox picking that one back up off the turf. He's going to try to make something happen here, but real tough with those Pioneers out in front of him. But he finds his man,
Smart.
And they hammer it home. That's number 30, Yassine Abdallah there. Big target out in front, receives the pass, and puts one home for the Rats.
I don't know. I don't think that shirt fits. But going, it looks like there was a little bit of a deke in there before the shot was released. And you tell me, does that shirt fit?
He looks like the big kid in middle school who's too old for the pennies.
It makes you look bigger, too, when you put on a small shirt.
Maybe that's it, too, though, right?
That
Maybe
could
it's
be
all
it.
part of the mental game.
Yeah, we
He's
talk
like,
about
look
the
how,
shiny
dude, I'm
helmets.
big, but look how really big I am. My stuff doesn't even fit.
But going back to that goal, it was the pass. The hustle by Fox to beat out the Pioneers, to scoop up the ball, and to keep that offensive possession in play before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Abdallah is a tough target to miss, but you're right. They found him and got him good. Only 14 seconds to go now in this first quarter, and man, did the Rats need that
That was
to
needed.
build up a
Huge.
little confidence and have some momentum going into the second quarter. Only 4 seconds to go, 3, and I don't think the Pioneers, well, that's what I get for making that prognostication.
It almost
That'll do it for the end of the first quarter here from Holloway Field. The Pioneers with a 5-2 lead, but still a lot to like about what we're seeing from these River Rats. Stick around. We'll be right back with more CTN Sports
Pioneer
Game
Men's
of
Lacrosse
the
would like
Week.
to thank our sponsors this season. Our gold sponsors, Nothing But Cakes, Anderson Paints.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right, you can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
Congratulations to CTN on its 50th year anniversary. I'm Brigitte Maassen, host of Senior Moments. Senior Moments has provided Ann Arbor seniors valuable information of health, wealth, finance, and entertainment. The show has been running for 22 years. In other words, it has been covering almost half of CTN's entire history. For these 2 decades, a number of wonderful guests have been introduced to our brilliant hosts with fun and excitement. CTN will surely continue its service for the next decade and more. As long as CTN continues, Senior Moments also will continue to serve seniors with pride and joy.
Just a glorious wide shot of Holloway Field on the campus of Pioneer High School. Second quarter action getting ready to get started. Kevin Bryant, can you sum that one up for us?
Well, it was a great start and a great finish for the River Rats as far as that first quarter is concerned. And, you know, in between, though, a little bit, they got to make something up as far as the defense is concerned, because Pioneer, once they took possession of the ball, they really held possession of the ball that entire first quarter, their offense was superior.
Yeah, the Rats, like you mentioned, the bookend to that first quarter, but that was a thick, meaty book in between that there wasn't much they could do. That was a Stephen King joint out there.
Wow, I think we're losing things from our truck up top.
It's breezy. It's breezy.
Yeah, it's a little breezy.
Nonetheless, Pioneer back on the attack. That's their comfort zone. Shot goes low, but nice save there. Tarnitzer made the save there, and now the Pioneers, or excuse me, the River Rats are back after this one. The Rats playing a little bit of a helix offense there, scrambling around, covering the back end of things. Pioneer takes back over. Going to try to spin around. Nice play there by Nick Houston. But that ball spent a lot of time on the turf so far in this quarter, with neither team with a really strong start to their offense.
Yeah, kind of the start to this second period here. You know, Pioneer, though, this is kind of how they started that first period. They started a little bit slower, and then they got going. And you know me, I have to turn off a microphone in between quarters and then not talk, or talk when I am. Man, that was a deep one there from number 5. That latch again. Got his Hattie already.
That is to believe. That'll be number 3 from Jet Latch, yes.
They call it Jack Greashaber, but
Oh, that's Greaser right there. We
Was
don't
he
expect
right in
to
front?
see him right out in front of the net that way. You're right.
wow, now that one might have been the goal of the game. Great pass there from Latch to Greashaber for his second goal of the night. And that's why we have replay for
That's
you.
right. That's right. Pioneer back to their tricks right now, up 6-4 at home. 10:33 to play here in this first half.
And even on the draws, Huron has to get a better job on those draws. I mean, they get possession now, but starting off, Pioneer's doing a great job. Look at Conley make some moves. Big fella moving up the field.
Here's Grieshaber really feeling it now after putting that second goal in. Spin around, it spins back into the middle. How did that one not go in? But off the rebound, the Pioneers score again.
I don't know if they called that one in because that's Whit Denson out there.
No goal, Huron ball.
They called no goal on that
one.
Let's take a look at that one again because after that sweet move there by Grieshaber, it looked like Denson was there to put that one back in.
And the Rats with an opportunity to get their offense going. Their offense set. Here's Abdullah there.
Huron really trying to set their offense now, and they're really doing a good job, Nick, of better communication here in this second.
That one, I don't know if that was just knocked away or if that one just came out of his stick.
Just too close together. The field position has to improve for Huron to throw that type of quick pass.
The Rats get back to it. Abdullah thought he had that one in his stick, but that one must have slipped by.
Well, he's looking almost to the sun, too, so they could have got a glare in his eyes, maybe off of his own helmet.
Might have got the glint off one of his own friendly fire, I guess.
So looking again here at this last play, this last attack from Pioneer, and Denson, he had it in the back of, it looks like he started off, and he flipped it over the back shoulder. So we love the way Whit Denson finished that, but it looked like he picked it up from the back of the cross.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that's a great eye right there by the officials. Great eye by Kevin the Mayor Bryant, as I expect nothing less.
Checks in the mail.
Pioneers still will not be denied. They're going right back after it. They're going to call that one last touch on the Rats.
And here's that last coming in. Let's see. It goes in by Grieshaber. A stop. Great stop there. And watch it pops right back out. But just a good job on the defense there from the River Rat keeper.
Yeah, I felt the whole way that he had good positioning and did a nice job of cutting off any angles that he needed to. Yeah, Tarnitzer's been tested in fire so far tonight.
And doing a pretty good job. Once he has, some help from his defenders up front, he's blocking a fair number of the shots.
Yeah, it seems like the basics and the fundamentals are there for him. It seems like his footwork is there. He's cutting off the angles. And he's got a heck of a job in front of him. We talked about how much this Pioneer offense scores, and we've seen so far tonight how many different dudes they can get to get it done. So a tall task in front of him, but playing really well. That one went right over his dome right there.
Yeah, but staying in bounds, they're going to call him out of bounds. I thought he walked the line back there, was Rowan Granger, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Right you are, out of bounds on Pioneer. Long whipped ball up near midfield. Nobody comes up with it until the Rats right there. Will Davies grabbed that one, and he's going to try to get the offense going.
Yeah, and again, if Huron could do a better job of their passing, because that ball is hitting the turf a little bit too much, slows down the momentum and allows Pioneer to get back on D.
Pioneer quickly into their offense. There's a low shot, rebound right up front. Goal by Cole Kurowski, and that's Kurowski's second.
Yeah, and Kurowski, right time, right place. He was right there for the rebound off of the shot. And you can see, watch this. Turnotzer is all on the other side. He's guarding the left side, but there's not a defender coming back to help him on that left side of the cage. You can see trying to jump back into position was 21 Thu. But again, if Huron could just get their defenders back, to help out their keeper, they'd be closer into this match.
Yeah, whether it's not getting back or just losing players in that positioning one way or another, you're exactly right. That's definitely been a spot that's been a problem, and you just can't give up a rebound like that. You're not missing that.
No.
You're not missing that shot.
And again, the face-off goes to Pioneer. They're getting so many possessions in this match. It's really keeping the Hurons, the River Rats, on their heels.
Pioneer working it around now. Nice moves there by Kurowski. He's looking for his hat trick suddenly.
Got a couple people out there looking for a hattie.
And just
Vincent.
a scrum right out in front. No goal. That one just kissed the goal line.
I
And
had a
man,
post, too.
Tarnitzer got in there, yeah.
Yeah, and that was Denson trying to golf one in between the keeper, and just a great job of Turnotzer getting his cross down and really tracking that ball right into the net.
Turnitzer sent that one long. Abdullah almost had that one up. It seemed like it got taken away.
Yeah, and again, it's these outlet passes that seem to be high risk, high reward.
And there is
Great play.
another reward for the Pioneers as advertised.
Blake Edison came in there, and that was just a great feed. I want to see the pass on this one because Edison comes in and grabs it right there from Whit Denson. You can't see him coming into the play, but he's a flash coming in and putting it into the back of the net. And this would be a better look. You can see the defender again, number 13 for Huron, was just trailing the entire time and never changed the direction of the attacker.
And the Rats have got it calling a timeout right here after we see that replay one more time. And that's just another goal scorer for the Pioneers.
Yeah, it's sort of like what we talked about during the Open, and it's Pioneers' experience as well as talent levels kind of just wearing down on the River Rats. Earlier this year, I believe it was a 13-4 win over at Riverbank Stadium for the Pioneers. They kind of know what to expect when they're playing this team, especially when they're on this field.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And I'm curious, I know the Rats called this timeout. I wonder if this is you need a little bit of a timeout. Maybe go look at some socials if you need a little break. Go check out the Facebook. Maybe go check out some Twitter. Watch some replays on YouTube.
I see what you do there. Every time we put up Twitter, you call it X.
And
if it's X, you call it Twitter.
At my heart, I'm a contrarian, I suppose.
You're covering all your bases. I see what you're doing.
Also, Instagram out there as well. Check us out on all of the socials, X, Twitter, and everything else that you might be interested in.
And
for
you can share some photos
broadcast
with us, too. I mean, if you're in the stands taking some photos, show us what we're seeing.
Oh, yeah, happy to see them. Got perfect lighting out there for some
perfect.
candid snaps today. You know what I'd kind of like to see? I'd like to kind of see one of our camera guys down right on the field, Mad Mike Koski. I bet he takes a mean photo right along the goal line.
Oh, I'm sure he could. I mean, Mike Koski, there's pretty much nothing that he can't do.
Agreed.
So, I mean,
Agreed.
As far as either flying a drone, hanging onto a drone as it's flying with another camera on his side, the guy is a magician.
You are not wrong. I gave him a little chuck on the shoulder on the way in today. He's
Solid.
like cut wood.
Solid.
Oh, my goodness. Got to get his trainer in there.
Well, he drives a truck. Makes a difference.
Everybody that makes this broadcast so solid, so good, and puts up with our nonsense as well. Got to thank everybody up there in the truck, out there, above us, below us, wherever they are. Thank you.
They're all
guys.
around us here. You know, during that timeout, I wonder what the conversation was for Huron. It may even be talking about making a switch up from the keeper, because right now you don't want to have somebody getting beaten down and really taking this game to the next game.
Yeah, you're right. I would agree. I hope that it's not anything like that. But I really think it's got to be, hey, help this guy out. Make sure that we're cleaning up any rebounds. And a little bit of offense will always help him out as well.
That was Alex Loomis on the goal there from the outside, and a great job of setting up the play was Coach Fox out of that timeout. And that's exactly what Huron needed. You know, they needed something to get their fans a little bit back into the game, as well as keeping the attention of these young players all into the game as well, too.
And that was a slick shot by Loomis, too. It was that sweeping low shot, and not an easy angle to put that one in.
No, and I'm telling you, all of the goals when we're going to the north end, a lot of them are coming from the left side because the keeper has to turn his head into the sun. So, I mean, a little bit of glare has to be playing a nemesis for those keepers down there.
Yeah, another great eye, another great look on that. You're completely correct. And now the Riverettes trying to build on that momentum, but giving it up.
Got to get back. Got to get back on defense now. This transition, look at how fast this guy's going.
That's another Greasehaber out there. There's two of them.
Oh, my goodness.
That's Cal Greasehaber. He's just a sophomore, but he's got almost every bit the size of older bro.
Yeah, and a little bit slimmer and long strides. Man, he was covering 5 yards on each stride.
Yeah, he got that. He got a little bit ahead of steam going, and he was gone. Real tough to slow him up.
That's a push. Huron ball.
Here on possession now. Got a little bit of replay here.
Yeah, and a little bit of a push by Whit Denson.
You think?
A lot of a push by Whit Denson.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't get a penalty for that, right? I mean,
yeah, if that's all
penalty?
possession, I'll do that all day long. Fine,
Man.
you can have it. But, man, I just knocked you 3.5 yards in the air.
That definitely has to attract some players to this sport when you can do that type of aggression on your opponent and not get penalized for it.
Well, that's definitely the thing about lacrosse too, right? Like that's the thing that they've been trying to pump up for ages, and I feel like Washtenaw County has embraced it somewhat. But you're right, it's still a really physical sport.
It truly is. That's why you see a lot of football players out here playing this sport as well too.
And there was a slick play cutting right back in, right there, Whit Denson.
We've heard his name before on this broadcast. Denson's first goal of the night. It looked like he was out for a while. He played keeper last year and did an incredible job in the net last year, but he's showing his versatility coming out and playing a tackle role this year.
Well, I mean, and he's listed on the position. It says he plays goal, says he plays defense, says he plays up front. So
I'm a player.
That's right. He's good. He's versatile. What do you need from me today, Coach? What do you need from me today? You need me in goal? Cool. You want me to score some goals? Let me do it, because that was an offensive-minded play right there.
Tyler Fox finally getting a win on that face-off for the Riverettes, but could not come away with a good shot.
Jet Lash carries in. He sends that one in. I believe he hits some post there.
I heard something, Ding. Hopefully that wasn't Mike Koski falling off of his platform down there.
Takes more than that to knock Mike Koski down.
I tell you, these timeouts are really working for Huron. They come out and they play a little bit more sound. Maybe taking a little bit of a Gatorade break helps out.
Well, and I think that might be it too, right? Like give them a quick second to rest their legs. They don't have to keep their head on a swivel because, I mean, these Pioneers are just swarming all around them. So maybe just a brief lapse, little break is what they need here and there.
And it allows those players, the attackers for Huron, I think, to slow the thought process down on their attack when they're moving to the net because the passes are a lot more sound.
Yeah, now the trick is for them to build off of that and consistently do that beyond just a couple of minutes after the timeouts.
And this is what I like to see, a little bit of movement. Stop this just sitting around and trying to deke your player right in front of them. Move the ball and move around the field.
Yeah, this is one of the best midfield offenses that we've seen from the Rats so far. So maybe these stoppages, maybe these timeouts are really getting through to him. Coach Fox is getting there. And now that one's sent in just wide shot right there by Grenier.
I think Abdullah just lost where that ball went. He looked both ways. So he went to the left, he went to the right, and he was the man behind the cage. Now that's Fox triggering it.
And talking about Yassine Abdullah, he's been cutting back and forth, trying to find a little bit of open space. He's that big target right out in front of the net.
There's a good rotation by Pioneer. You can see their defense moving right along with the River Rat attack.
Yeah, all players cycling there, and that made that opportunity for Grenier from way outside a little bit more palatable as a shot.
And that's why I was saying more movement by the River Rats as the Pioneers are watching the ball. Maybe you can try to get a backdoor. Maybe you can go backpedal, pirouette. Try to do something where you're not moving in the same direction as the entire offense is.
And maybe you pick up on something like that right there. Grabbed it and threw the shot in was Caleb Patterson, but another nice save. Yeah, you're right. I mean, Kevin, obviously, when they're cycling, when they're rotating, good things are happening for them. They're getting good looks. And even right there, they're picking up some slop, right? So it is all about that movement.
And keeping possession. This is something that they haven't did in the first half of this match, is keep possession like they've had for the last 2 minutes.
Only 2:10 to go here in this first half. The Rats trying to put a little something together. Currently down 6 goals, down 9-3. But it's all about building on the offense. And there's the player cutting right through. He finds his way into a few players. But right out front there, Caleb Patterson. Ball right across the front of the goal mouth, but we've got some laundry on the field.
Yeah, I think that one's going to go against Pioneer because it came on the Huron attack. We'll see what is called. And looks like they are pointing to number 17 for Pioneer. He's going to come off. And this is the thing I like about this action is, yeah, you can almost see it. You can think the push back here. Oh, that was 8 though.
No, they didn't even call that penalty right there. So it must have happened away from the play.
Number 17, Nick Houston, 30 seconds for a push.
But you're right. That is 17, Nick Houston.
We got to find that because, I mean, from what we saw from Whit Denson, who threw somebody in the front row of the bleachers, I mean, Houston didn't look, from our vantage point, that he did anything egregious on that last play.
Nonetheless, the Rats will take it.
Oh, and they definitely, I mean, this is kind of similar to that first period where they started off well and in the second period, and now they can maybe end it well.
Yeah, getting that momentum moving into the second half will be huge for the Rats. There's a lot of standing around. Here we go. Offense starting up.
Great combination. If
safe passes.
Well, great combination, I was saying, for Pioneer. They not only have that length, they have some speed as well as strength out there, too.
Yeah. Abdullah cutting down near the goal face.
This is where
and there's another low sling shot right there by Caleb Patterson. Blocked away, but that's going to be last touch from the Pioneers, so the Rats continue to hold possession.
This is where you need to attack if you're going to be the River Rats from the right side of the keeper. And it looks like Pioneers back at full strength.
Yeah, only a 30-second penalty. Grenier, another low shot that went through. I'm sorry, that's Patterson.
Let's see this again. Do we see the push from Houston? Man,
that was.
I think he spoke to him too loud.
Could be. Might have said a bad word.
I mean, he didn't even touch him. I couldn't from that replay.
He didn't seem to put a lot on him. So
1 minute remaining.
No harm, no foul, as they say. So only 1 minute to go here in this first half. 53 seconds. As the clock ticks down, the Rats trying to make a little something happen and try to make this second half manageable for them. Rats not seeing anything that they like down low.
Really taking their time, right?
They're taking their time, and we're seeing a lot less of that rotation, a lot less of that cycling right now. You've got a couple of players up front, and there's a block shot right there. Went wide right there of McDonald.
Yeah, and it was. I think that was a desperation shot. Nobody was behind the cage to catch the errant shot, and that turns the ball over to Pioneer. Final 26 seconds.
Yeah, 26 seconds is a long time to get up the field, but not an unmanageable thing to do. Although Pioneer player drops it, knocks into Abdullah.
That's got to be a push, right?
A collision of massive proportions up front.
I mean. And you don't want to get in Conley's way, and this is why you don't want to get in Conley's way. Let's check out him coming out.
Abdullah's a big kid. And
that was
there's
a
one
goal.
more chance for the River Rats,
That
and
was a
they
great
put
goal.
it through.
And that's Tyler
River Rats
Fox
goal number 5, Tyler Fox.
on the goal. One of the smaller players
Pioneers,
with
9,
some speed. You've
Huron,
seen him
4,
take a lot
10
of the
seconds
draws,
remaining, second
and he
quarter.
comes in and he puts that one in the net. And this was quick action off of the restart. It still took some business from 44, but I mean, great goal there.
I mean, it was a really gutsy play all around. I mean, he went full head of steam through 4 dudes and then knocked into one of the bigger players out there for the Pioneers. Fox, just a really great gutsy goal there with 10 seconds to go in the first half. Puts the 4th goal on the board for the Rats, and that's a nice feeling for the River Rats right now going into halftime here. 2 seconds left. We'll see if Pioneer can get one last one off. They do not. That'll do it for first half
That is the end
action.
of the
Once
second
again, a
quarter.
bookend
Score
quarter
Pioneer
for your
9,
River Rats.
Huron
But they've got a lot
4.
that they can build off of. We'll see what they can do with more action coming up on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
The City of Ann Arbor has launched Ask Ann, a fully integrated and automated web chat assistant that helps people find information from the city 24/7. Ask Ann is built into a2gov.org, utilizing the technology behind large language models, or conversational artificial intelligence, which makes it easier for anyone to get quick answers to questions and find detailed information. Ask Ann understands and communicates proficiently in 71 different languages. To chat with Ask Ann, visit a2gov.org on a computer, tablet, or phone, and Ask Ann will appear on the bottom right section of your browser. Clicking the Ask Ann icon launches the chat window. Ask Ann also gives people the ability to message city staff if they can't get their question answered or are having difficulty. Want to know? Ask Ann.
You wouldn't pee in a pool. Ew. Just like peeing in the pool, dumping waste or other things at home can find their way into our creeks, streams, and rivers, impacting everyone. You can help keep our waters clean. Pick up after your pets. Correctly dispose of paints and oils. Limit the use of fertilizers. Bag leaves or add them to a compost pile instead of leaving them in the street. Use native plants in rain gardens. Don't overuse detergents at home. And seek local disposal options for household hazardous waste, like a local home toxin center. Consult your municipality's or township's website for free drop-off days throughout the year. Just like you wouldn't pee in the pool, think about how what you do impacts those around you. To learn more about what you can do to protect local water, visit AnnArborWater.org.
The Ann Arbor Farmers Market, located at 315 Detroit Street, proudly brings fresh produce, beverages, artisan items, and more to the community all year. Our 105-year-old market is producer only, featuring 125 vendors from Michigan. At market, you will find seasonal fruit and vegetables, mushrooms, herbs, farm fresh eggs, flowers, plants, honey, coffee, jewelry, art, and so much more. Market tokens for credit, debit, mobile pay, and double up food bucks can be purchased at our market office trailer. The market is open year-round, from 7 to 3 on Wednesdays and Saturdays through December. Between January and April, it will be open on Saturdays only, from 8 to 3. Learn more about the long and unique history of our market at a2gov.org/market.
I'm Dana Denha. And I'm Melissa Bondi, co-host of Adventures in Parenthood, where we take a ride on the roller coaster that we call parenting.
Tune in to CTN Channel 16 or visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to watch all our episodes.
And keep watching for new guests and topics of all kinds related to raising our next generation.
The sun slowly setting as we approach golden hour out here in Washtenaw County over the beautiful, hallowed Holloway Field. Pioneers up 9-4, Kevin. That first half, though.
Yeah, well, let's see this one play here. This is the first half. Huron getting possession, Pioneer taking possession, and owning the first half. That sums it up right there.
Just running over it. The Rats think they've got something going for them, and then just this juggernaut plows through them. Yeah, that's a good summation of what's going on.
Conley's not an F-150. He's a 250. That guy's big.
That's a big kid.
And he was upset that they called that penalty on him. Talking about big, Huron is really filling out the net now. And one thing, as being a booster for Huron, I'm going to give a couple extra bucks for some bigger shirts. You know these tighties and these medium shirts.
I maintain it is all mental. It's a mind game. Whether it's Harmon, whether it's Abdullah, they're like, I'm big, give me a small shirt, and I'm just going to look ginormous.
Well, it's working for me. I mean, you can see the numbers. His number's not going to get lost in there.
But if you do want to throw some sort of fundraiser for Harmon, like I might chip in.
I might throw you
a couple of bucks
there.
We'll do that at the golf outing next time around. Pioneer getting back into it. There's, I believe, Grieshaber there coming in hard. That's number 16. That's Jack German.
And losing the ball there right out of his cross was number 5, and that's Latch. Wow, that was a big smack.
River Rats now, but completely undeterred. He just kept going. He ran with it the whole way.
Good pass up the field to Loomis, too.
Husseini was the recipient of a big slash there as the River Rats move into their offense. Waiting for everybody to get in there and get set. Caleb Patterson now trotting in, out, around. Tyler Fox now going to look to play point as well.
And Fox has really been one of the fast players that's triggering the offense for the Rats.
And there he is one more time, fakes right, goes left. He's running into 2 players, and he's going to get a little bit of the business looking for the ball. And the Pioneers pick that one up, and they're going to get into their offense real quick, as we've seen them do so many times. Quick pass, quicker shot, goal for the Pioneers. Bing, bang, play.
You said he takes a long shot. Yeah, he shortened it up after halftime.
Pioneer goal, number 69, Jack Grieshaber.
Grieshaber with his third of the match. This will be his caddy,
Jack German.
And he went downstairs and bounced that one in, and that one went so fast. I don't think Harmon knew what happened.
No, I don't think Harmon had a clue what was going on. That all happened so fast. Great pass, great reception. Quick shot in. We're going to need our getting hammers at 240 frames per second if you want to slow that down and catch that. There's no way you're seeing that one with the naked eye.
And it started off with Connolly's brother, Granger, on the defensive end, as well as Patterson. Oops, I'm getting those wrong. It was actually German on the defense, Jack German, number 16, who had the assist on that play.
Double-digit scoring now for the Pioneers. Like you said, they've been in double digits pretty consistently all season long, so not new territory for the Pioneers.
Patterson with some good wheels out there kind of pulled away from the Pioneer defenders.
And the Rats now are going to try to find a new way to get in there.
Whatever job that Coach Fox did at the timeouts, that's what they got to dial back up if you're a Rats fan, because that's when they've been very successful. Good shot of Charlie Fox behind the net.
Fox is like waiting for somebody to make a move before he does his thing. There he is. Shuffles through but runs into 2 players. That Pioneer defense continues to collapse on the ball handler.
And that right there is what slows him down. Will Davies, he scoops that pass up, but once you misplay that ball and it gets dirty and it goes down to the field turf, that's when the defenders really swarm on you.
Right, but that's a great job of the Rats of maintaining possession, getting the ball back up and getting back into their offense best they can.
Man, look at Fox.
And this
back
Fox just
there.
pestering him.
Yeah, nice forechecking going on. Oh, good wheels here.
Yeah, Nick Houston continues to make it through, and he's probably got a couple of bruises. He got some purple on the arms now to match that jersey. Now's a chance for him to give a little bit back as well.
Bernie Bowman comes in from the backside and just sneaks in with the defense, and great job. Pioneer has to do a better job of communicating, letting his offensive players know that there's somebody lurking.
Well, and there we go, cutting right out in front of the net. Bing, bang, play one more time. Greasehaber, I mean, he has really found openings, and his teammates have found him, and he is capitalizing on these opportunities.
Number 69, Jack Greasehaber.
Greasehaber again on a quick shot, the one-timer. And Harmon again is slow on the react. Looks like he was shading over, but you got to bring that cross with you.
Yeah, you're right. You're talking about maybe a little slow on the reaction, but man, what Pioneer's doing with their offense, we did not really see from them in that first half at all. They were scoring most of their goals
outside.
Yeah, from the outside or from those set plays. And what they're doing now are these really quick give and goes. They're tough to stop.
Yeah, and they're off of transition. They're off of turnovers, and it looked like that Huron was going to get a turnover. Huron didn't get that ball across half field, and Pioneer just what they've done best here is that one-timer.
Yeah, and
there's an injury.
Yeah, they're making it look easy. What they're doing is not easy, but they're making it look easy with these crisp passes and these hard shots.
Look at this cross. I think the cross is bent. I think that his cross, look at that, cross is broken. I mean, you don't see that too often, a player going down and then his cross breaking as well. And that's Bernie Bowman, actually. And his cross was broken before he goes down to the ground, before he blew a tire. And I wonder how he broke that cross, because it looks straight there. Whoop, that's where he broke it.
He broke it on the opposing player is what he did. That's how you do it. He broke it on Jack German by the looks of things. So you can't be too mad when your cross is broken after I just hit you with it.
No, I mean, and he didn't get a slashing call on that. That's incredible.
Pioneers back on the offense now. Denson now down low. He spins away looking for somebody up front. Instead, he takes the shot all by himself. No, that was a great job by Harmon, but I think Harmon might have thought the same thing. Did that go in?
Yeah, because it looks, I mean, I want to see this one in slow motion, just because the way Denson, I mean, he just flicks it out of his wrist right there, and it went right into the cross. Yeah. He flicked it into the cross.
he hit the tougher net to put in, right? He was upping the difficulty all for himself, but that was just an incredible quick release shot.
And I want to just say, Harmon, put yourself in the right position, right? He put himself in the right position. I said last time, bring your cross with you. He brought it to the party.
And there it is. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Wow. Yeah, maybe this Pioneer offense is a little too good going cross to cross when you're hitting the goaltender as well.
Looking down on the sideline for Huron, it looks like one of their players has scored a goal. Tyler Fox is limping to the bench, so that can't be a good thing. Two players in succession actually going to the bench for Huron.
Yeah, when you have two of your more successful players, you don't want to see those guys riding pine with 6 minutes to go here.
Look at him right there on the bench. You can see.
Yeah, Fox, I believe he had his helmet off there as well, so he's going to be talking to coach or talking to a trainer about what went on there. In the meantime, his teammates back out on the field trying to get something going. There's Abdullah. We've seen him near the net, but I haven't seen him outside quite so much. We're going to try a little bit different attack, are the River Rats.
And see, that's where Fox is needed, because he triggers the offense from behind the cage, coming out and finding the Abdullahs of the world. And you can see how slow that offense was for Huron. Whoa, what a swipe.
And that was the double hit, right?
Yeah.
You get it once, and then you really hammer into it.
Well, that's probably why it broke, right, for Bowman. I mean, he came in twice within 30 seconds with some great slashes.
Great job by our camera guys, always paying attention, knowing what's going on there. One more opportunity. We got a whistle before he got near the net, though, and that's going to be a penalty on the Pioneers. Offsides, maybe?
No, I think it was on Gersharber, because it looks like
Legal procedure. Huron ball.
they call it illegal procedure. If we can look at this one more time, Gersharber, he sets a screen, and he kind of gives a little bit of a hip check over towards the defender for Huron that was going in, and right after that is when we heard the whistle.
Not a drama for the Pioneers as they come right back with it. River Rats barely got to midfield there. And now Pioneer, that's Audie Price back at it, kick that shimmy again. And there's Denson. And he sent that one just wide. Pioneer continues to just put a shooting gallery out in front of the River Rats.
Well,
nice bait going up and under. Quick movement by the Pioneers. That one sails Greasehaber.
Denson, he just sends some passes with heat. He sees it and he just goes after it.
There's Jet Latch. And just so many, I mean, we talk about for the River Rats missing Charlie Fox, they can't get into their offense. But there's so many guys that can stir the drink for the Pioneers. So many guys that can get it going, so many different directions, so many different angles. It's tough to game plan or get used to any one of them.
Finally, a good hit there from Daniel from the River Rats coming down on Denson. And finally here I can take possession of this ball.
Yeah, Denson got a little too aggressive going towards the net there, banged into it.
Whoa!
And there was a one-handed smack.
Man, you can see Denson going, he left his feet on that last play and took it into the chest and to the back.
Got some more laundry on the field, but it seems like it's going to be advantage for the Rats.
I would think so. Now when that ball hits the ground is when they can call out the penalty, and it looks like it is going to be, is that offset? Man, that was so many. Man, we need to do a replay on that official. He gave out 3 different signs. Offsides. Man.
He's busy. He's like he's doing the Vogue down there, or the Macarena.
So it looks like 1 penalty goes on Pioneer. 2 penalties on Pioneer, offsides, and both of them on Denson.
3:33 to go here in this one. As we see him one more time, just nonstop.
He's just going at it. He wasn't finished there either.
No, he had more to say.
He had to think about it. Oh, I haven't done this move.
And after all of that, we've got a timeout.
Iron penalty and number 1 Whit Denson. 1 minute for slashing, 30 seconds outside.
So we're going to call a 1 minute penalty.
For
Not
Denson.
we. They are going to call a 1 minute penalty on Whit Denson. So the Rats will have an advantage for 60 seconds. That's kind of what the doctor ordered for him right here.
Yeah, exactly. And Coach Fox has been successful out of a lot of the timeouts in this match. So hopefully for the River Rats, he can dial up another successful play. I mean, that'll get him back into this match.
Yeah, down 7 goals, not ideal, but you got to just build on whatever you can get right now.
Yeah, and it's really coming from possession of the ball from here on. Their passing needs to improve. You know, once that ball hits the turf, they lose all of the momentum, and that Pioneer defense just attacks them. And maybe we'll even see Charlie Fox come back out because he's off the bench. Maybe he'll come back out onto the field and really get that offense going.
Well, and it's interesting. You said how they lose a little bit of confidence when that ball hits the turf. You wonder if maybe that's why they're not passing it as much, because they don't want to step into that negative hole maybe?
Yeah, but you're in the midst part of the season. Hopefully you should be able to pass a little bit more sound on the varsity level right now. And these passes, I mean, Pioneers playing great defense. Let's not take that away from them because they're in passing lanes. They're physical. They're aggressive team. So when you're trying to catch that ball coming into your cross for Huron, you have to be precise. And right now, it's just it hasn't been in the cards.
Yeah, it's tough to be precise when, like you said, you've got guys jumping your route, so to speak, getting that cross out there. Or when I do get close to receiving one, you're smacking me or knocking me down. Because as you mentioned, there's some big bodies out there for the Pioneers.
They're showing their weight too. We've seen some of those big hits.
.333 to go coming out of this timeout. Rats will have a 60-second advantage with Denzin playing out. Trying to see who's going to over to grab that one. Looks number 29 for the Rats. Alex Loomis will start things off here as the Pioneers pack down in front of that net.
And 5 is out there on the field for the River Rats. He's playing right now. He has the ball, so he's at the top of the offense. Good sign for the Rats.
Two players back now, trying to work this around, just trying to gain some confidence with these passes right now.
And you can see the passes aren't as solid and crisp, and even the position. They're low. They're not in the same position as when Pioneers passing it.
But that was a nice job there by Fox to receive that one and get going right from the move. But you're right, those passes don't feel like they've got the confidence in them, right?
Not the steam in them as well either. I mean, and that's that confidence you're talking about when you're throwing a pass. You want to make sure that you know where it's going, and you're not throwing to the man. You're throwing to the spot where the man's going. Yeah! And you can see Fox come in here. Good job of tracking that one. Off of his feet was the keeper, McDonald. And Latch is lulling him to sleep here.
Yeah, that's a really nice play by Latch too. Like you said, just kind of go slow and then turn on the afterburners.
And he's doing two things. He's working the clock as well as working this defense down. See how he's got two people around him now? Somebody's got to be open.
Two guys he spins away. Now you've got a third player in there. And then that quick release. And that one did it. That one.
Did that one get in the
net?
That
one got in. I swear the official gave it the old.
Pioneer goal, number 5.
He happened so quick he didn't even see it.
Jet Lash couldn't even believe it.
Scores Pioneers.
I mean, he shrugged his shoulders like Kobe or Mike on that one.
56
and it's like, check out this.
Quarter.
He took his time, definitely. And when you say he went through the teeth of the defense, he went through everybody.
Yeah, and I'm sure Harmon didn't see that even a little bit. There were so many guys out in front of him, and Latch just released so quickly. Just a tricky shot.
Yeah, and I think that was a smart play by the placement of the shot by Latch. All of the goals here in the second half going against Harmon have been downstairs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really working that cross on the keeper for Huron, making him move it. And he's not really moving his feet that much. You would like to see a little bit more action out of the net for the keeper for Huron.
1:30 to go here in this third quarter. Pioneer back on the attack. Lost that one, hits the dirt. But the Pioneers with a great job of being self-aware and picking that one up off the turf and getting back into their offense. Barely missed a beat. Another sidearm shot wide. Jet Lash one more time.
Yeah, and again, you're seeing a lot of shots coming from the right side of the keeper again, making him turn his head in towards the sun. Smart play there.
Greasehaber now clearly just starting to back a player in.
Why not?
Flip that one out into the middle, and as the River Rat defender
1 minute
muffed
remaining
that
in the
one,
third quarter.
Pioneer continues on the offensive trend.
Pioneer getting a little
50 seconds to
sloppy.
go.
Sorry about that. Pioneer trying to close off this period like Huron's done the first and the second period with a goal.
Yeah, they're gonna try to finish strong. Exactly right. See how that feels too. There's Latch one more time, spinning away, hitting Harmon square into the chest.
Yeah, and again, he tried to go downstairs with it, and Harmon smartly puts that cross down and blocks it. Good job of knowing and learning from what your opponent has been doing against you.
Everybody trying to figure out who's going to pick that one up off the carpet. Here's a replay on that last Latch shot.
Yeah,
Man.
good job putting it right down.
3 seconds to go. One more opportunity for the Rats, but that's going to do it
That
for
is the end of the third quarter.
action
Scores Pioneers
here from
12,
Holloway
River
Field.
Rats 4.
That quarter all Pioneer.
Leading up
We'll
are
see what the
Platinum
fourth quarter will
sponsors
bring
one
us
more
on
time.
CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Our platinum sponsors for today are Edwards.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was a little distracted. I was just catching up on some reading. It's the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. There's some really good stuff in this book. But anyways, speaking about being distracted, I'm Officer John Gilby from the Ann Arbor Police Department. And if you have a minute, I'd like to talk to you about the dangers of distracted driving. Did you know that last year alone there were more than 15,000 crashes caused by distracted driving? When you're out there and you drive distracted, you don't just put yourself at risk, but you put the passengers in your car, pedestrians, and cyclists at risk too. In the summer of 2023, Michigan's hands-free driving law went into effect. The law made it illegal for drivers to use their phones while driving, and that includes while being stopped at red lights or stop signs. The only exemption to this law is if you're calling or texting 911 in case of an emergency. So please, keep our community safe, keep your phones down, and focus on the road. Stay safe, Ann Arbor.
And here we are looking down, fourth quarter action, getting ready to go. Kevin Bryan, that third quarter, all pie high.
It was definitely pie high. I'm looking at that wide shot. We had some fans out in the stands. It's nice to see here on this nice spring day, some people coming out and checking out this match. But definitely Pioneer. It was a switch up in the keeper for Huron, and it didn't go as well as Coach Fox wanted it to go because they started off giving up a couple goals real early. Huron's defense did sound up and did solidify as we got towards the end of that period, though.
Yeah, all-around quality quarter for Pioneer. I mean, we saw them getting going with those give and goes, those quick passes. Quick and crisp is really the important thing for Pioneer.
And for Coach Conley, I think he'd like what you said earlier. It's not just a one-trick pony. I mean, there's a lot of different players out here that are scoring goals for Pie High.
And there's a River Rat opportunity one more time, but another solid save out there by Aiden McDonald.
Yeah, that sophomore has been pretty good. Now I can see why Coach Conley feels good about putting Whit Denson out into the field of play.
Yeah, having interchangeable parts is so huge for a team.
And you can see this coming right inside. And McDonald, he does a good job of tracking the ball and putting his body in harm's way.
Ball on the turf there. There's Charlie Fox moving forward, waiting for some players. He's got Abdullah up front, but he's going to wait for his whole squad to come in. They're playing off Fox real far. Again, Fox is one of those players, like you said, he gets things going, so they're going to play off of him and just let him get that head of steam and see where he goes with it.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Fox on the sideline. You can see the players looking to the sideline to catch the play and Abdullah trying to figure out what it was. But you're right. Houston has some speed, and he's the defender watching Fox, and you can see him. Look, watch him. He was waiting for Fox to get going and just tracked it.
There's Abdullah with a big fake up high and then sends it past him, his second of the game. Yassine Abdullah.
Yassine Abdullah in the right spot again, catching that rebound. And again, I like his patience on his shots. Watch this. He comes into the net. He scoops it up. 1, 2, 3. fakes before he goes downstairs cross cage.
Well, you say you like his patience, and I do. That's definitely part of it. But, man, where's the defense on that? If you've got the time to fake 3 times before any defenders cross down on you, you're feeling pretty good about things.
And see, that's that late game defense from Pioneer when you're up by so many goals. You don't have to exert as much energy. Man,
when you got that 12-4 lead, you're feeling pretty good. You might be onto something there. But Abdullah's not going to hear that. He's going to be happy with that second goal of the game.
Boy, this was a collision right after the face-off. Do we have that one, guys? That was huge from Pioneer, running over again. This is the second time we've had this match, running over one of the River Rats. Maybe we'll get to that one a little later.
Yeah, Pioneer does it all, right? We've talked about their stout defense. We're bringing up their goaltender. Obviously that offense, but the physicality there as well. Just the total package right now, these Pioneers.
Yeah, and I think their big game is coming up next week is when they're going to be playing against
Bedford again, right?
Bedford.
Yep.
Yeah, and Bedford is the class in this conference right now. Only team that Pioneers lost to. But, again, they're going to have them here. Let's see this play here. Arbor coming in, and, again, he shot a little bit too short in front of the net.
Tricky play. He tried to try that bounce pass, but he just couldn't quite execute on it. But one more trick in the bag for these Pioneer attackers.
Good job by Fox there on the defense with the strip. And where's that defense been for Huron all night? Ouch.
Rats moving forward. Solid pass in. Goes low and wide.
You can see Abdullah just didn't have the speed to get there. But all right, first we're going to watch some defense here. And now we're going to go to the other end. We'll catch up with the replay, though, because the other end, the Huron attacker, Fox, took at least 2 big blows before that shot.
I think they heard us talking smack about the defense. They're like, oh, we're not playing defense anymore?
And
Watch
here we
this.
come. And that's another good job of defense there, putting Fox taking some bruises all over his body. My goodness. Jack German was just unleashing shots on him.
Well, and that's possibly a little bit of frustration after the last few minutes, and then this is just how we're going to try to get back into it, punish you a little bit when you're trying to make your moves in towards the goal.
I'm surprised that nobody has almost shin guards out here with all this slashing going on.
Abdullah might. He's got pants on out there, so I don't think so, though.
Yeah, and that's another way of protecting yourself with those sweatpants on.
No, I would almost definitely be that type of player because, yeah, you're going to get a lot of punishment up high and down low out there.
And here's Fox again on this attack here. And this is Charlie Fox. 1, 2, 3. Backside.
He got him with the backhand. It's not enough to hit him across the chest. He went backhand to smack him with the stick.
Now the defense there was Jack German. Is just leaving it on the field, as they say.
Yeah, that one might make plays of the year. Most hits within 5 seconds. 7:34 to go here. And here's another cut inside. Harmon, though, playing it really tight there, keeping his eye on the prize.
Yeah, and you can see Harmon came out of the cage that time, cut off the angle, and put his cross right on the cross of the shooter. Watch Harmon here. He takes a step out, puts his cross right up, protect the top shelf.
Yeah, Latch with a nice job spinning away, but Harmon sniffed that one out, saw it the whole way. Good positioning, good footwork. And there's a long, low shot. That one finds the back of the net. Audie Price with another goal for the Pioneers.
Just before that goal, our super producer Rob Cross was saying that the Huron keeper might be improving. And he took your nickname on that one. Because seriously, right after he says that, you're finding the back of the net.
That was a jinx special, absolutely. But that shot not easy to stop.
Audie Price was a great shot. Went down low, found it right, and that's exactly how Pioneer's been successful against Harmon. They've been going these shots down low.
Yeah, and as the sun gets a little bit lower, you've got those golden rays hitting that green grass. It's really tough to pick up that ball when it's that low, skipping right at you.
And bend down. I mean, seriously. Yeah. I mean, you're late in the match now that you're a little bit sore. So I mean, making the keepers move, not just their feet but their torso.
Yeah, between everybody getting absolutely pummeled by sticks, body checks, and you're right, just the exertion of all the time out there, 48 minutes worth of gameplay. You're right.
Oh, that was right off the shin.
That was lashed one more time. Yeah, you could hear.
Well, Harmon's thick, so if that ball goes off him, you're definitely going to hear it. It's almost like the post.
Yeah, got the impact noise all the way up here. You're right. There's another Grease Saber spin away, and Harmon takes another one off the body.
Was that off the other shin?
It might have been.
Hey, it looks like that was off the left shin. I know the first one was off the right shin. Denzin just going through everybody.
Yeah, fearless players. There's Grease Saber one more time, backing his way down.
He wanted the double hattie.
Yeah, Grease Saber, a lot of different ways to hurt you. Backing a player down like a power forward. There's Latch one more time, spin around, low shot, goal, Jet Latch one more time.
Levi Rosenberg. I mean, Latch with his fourth goal on the night as well, too, as a junior.
Jet Latch.
And we talked about him last year getting an offensive action. Right now, this time, again, down low, cross cage, and just beating Harmon to the punch.
Yeah, Latch just really elusive there. Great head fake. Everybody thought he was going right, thought he was going to spin one way, and then he goes around, swings his cross along with him. Nice goal, textbook goal for Jet Latch. 5:40 to go now. 14-5 lead for the home Pioneers. Pioneers in those home whites. Purple numbers, purple helmets.
Yeah, I like both teams' school colors being on display. We're not seeing these alternative color jerseys out here.
Well, yeah, it's so many teams we're trying to run black jerseys out there in different sports. Like, to me, that doesn't do it. Unless that's one of your normal colors, unless that's one of your consistent colors. Yeah. Leave it be. Embrace the colors that you got. I mean, especially with the River Rats, I've always found their colors to be interesting, different. You know, you've got a unique mascot. You've got a unique school. Run with it. Why fall into the trap of being conforming like so many other teams?
You're not going to keep up with the Joneses when your name's a River Rat.
That's exactly right.
So you definitely have to embrace the differences that we display upon all of the other schools in the state of Michigan. That nickname. Yeah. It's special. And you're right. I like the way that I mean, when I look at them, sometimes I think I'm watching the Howe Highlanders because they both have the same school colors, and Howe's been around forever.
Pioneers now trying to work their offense. Man, just getting a little bit of the business. Blake Edison getting through. Denzin now high, looping pass over everybody. That's a confident pass over there to Nolan Miller.
Yeah, and, well, you had two players over there as well, too. I mean, that was right off of Harmon's chest. I see why he's in the cage. I mean, he does take up a lot of space. Where's the ball? Man, these guys are moving so fast. Our camera guys are losing them. Whoa.
Oh, there we had a full frontal smash right there. Two-handed with the cross. That's Tyler Fox.
Everybody heard this one.
That's probably a little bit of a frustration play, right?
Oh, definitely. After a game that's going like this is what you do in the end. You lay wood.
Yeah, you see Abdullah got him a little bit, and then Fox just barreled through him.
Well, Fox has been taking all of the business the other way. So, I mean, definitely frustration on his end. And hey, I want to give a little back.
This is right. This is my chance, like you said. Yeah, they're okay. They're friends now. They're cool.
Well, you said earlier, most of these guys know each other.
Exactly, right? Like these aren't nameless, faceless people that they're looking at across the field. Like you said, they've been playing travel games with each other probably their entire lives, right?
I believe that was Blake Edison, 26 for Pioneer, that took that hard shot. It is nice sportsmanship, especially in a game that's out of reach right now for the Huron player, just to make sure that especially when there's damage going upstairs to the head, above the shoulders, everything's okay.
Well, and while there was a penalty called on that, I wouldn't categorize that as dirty. Just a little aggressive, a little overly aggressive, right? So I think that's no hard feelings. I think both guys are like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, and if you juxtapose that with what we saw from I want to call him Levi Rosenberg, but from Whit Denson, who threw his man up into the second row and didn't get a penalty at all.
Just launched that kid. Absolutely launched him. Go back on YouTube. You're probably watching this on YouTube. If you're not, go out there and check it out and watch that play over and over
give us
again.
a thumbs up on that
yeah.
one. Because
there's a chance that could be in one of the plays of the year, too. And you can see some of the behind the scenes with the Instagram as well, too.
I tell you, not a boring match. To go back and forth, the Pioneer has definitely been, I would say, the superior squad. Huron has not had any give up in this entire match, and that last play there exemplifies it right there.
Yeah, Huron not going away by any means, right? They're not hanging their heads. They're not pouting. They're not kicking rocks on the sideline. I mean, if anything else, what we saw from Fox, like they've still got some fight in them. They're still in this.
Too.
Yeah.
I mean, because you saw we unlash a big hit on our opponent. Make sure he's okay and get up, because we're just trying to win.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, though, what we have seen is what Pioneer can do. We've seen the full force of their team, everything, both ends of the field, every aspect of this game. Their superiority has been on display here tonight out at Holloway Field. .352 to go here, and the Pioneers will start this one off. One man up.
Yeah, Fox is going to be down in the box.
See those.
I wonder, is that going to be a 30-second penalty? Because that was a big hit, that cross check.
Very tentative defense right now for the River Rats.
It's like they're trying to lull Harmon to sleep, and then they're going to have a burst play.
Well, they might have a burst play coming in, and that might be something that happens. Or they might just fire it from way outside. I mean, they've got that play in their playbook for sure, and they've got multiple guys that can do that as well.
Yeah, it's a very versatile offense that Pioneer displays.
There's Greasehaber happy to pass that, and he's going to try to cut in. They're trying to maybe get a little give-and-go action.
And that definitely was a 1-minute penalty on that cross check.
It was an aggressive play. I think we can agree on. It was aggressive. .301 now.
Wow.
And there's another high velocity shot coming in on Harmon. And Harmon sent that one. I think he misjudged the arc of his stick there a bit. And that one bounced right out back to the Pioneers. Not what he wanted.
No, but this is a superior block on this play here coming inside. I mean, he really gets down and tracks that quick shot. Maybe we'll see it after this next play.
Pioneers happy to eat up a little bit of time, spinning around. Greasehaber trying to set a pick there before big cut slash play coming in is Nolan Miller.
Huron back to full strength now.
Greasehaber now muscling his way into the middle. Catches a little bit of the defense.
Oh, yeah.
Greasehaber continues the aggressive play, though. Great forechecking.
And we can check out Harmon here. Watch the leg movement. He just moves himself over. Takes it off
slid
the top
over.
Of the kneecap.
No big deal.
I wonder what's up under those tights. because it looks like he has some padding going on up under those. Look at that.
That's all Harmon, baby.
That's all Harmon?
That's all Harmon, I think.
Man, that is some padding, though.
Not afraid of it at all.
If you're going to build a keeper, fill out the net. I like that.
Yeah, he's like that stout guy from the old ice hockey game for Nintendo.
Oh,
he's like, give me
that.
the stout guy. Give me the stout guy, please. Oh, it's easy to get the low ones by the stout guy, though.
And that's Audie Price.
Goal number 3, Dakota Audie Price.
So Pioneer, and we got
Scores Pioneer 15.
Person with
Huron 5. 1 minute.
For Pioneer, you got Latch, you got Audie Price, as well as Grieshaber.
Yeah, Pioneer does a little bit of everything, as just like everybody that we work with, Kev.
Like who?
Well, out up on camera above us, I believe we've got Randy Smith, if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Smith, Tim Katsumi, the guy up there, Mike Koski down there getting just a solid tan down along the end lines there. In the truck this afternoon, we've got Mo El Masri on audio and replay, and of course, Rob the Boss Cross doing everything from the director's chair. I'm Nick Wisniewski, next to Kevin the Mayor Bryant. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in
the fourth
checking
quarter.
this one out. Give it the old thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube. That one wide pass along, but the Pioneers just desperate to get one more in on the crosstown rivals.
Yeah, I think that one will go a possession to Huron, though, so they'll be able to see if they can close out this match with a goal. We're seeing coming down into the play is Fan. That one will stay possession of Huron, but we're running out of time here. And it looks like that one's back out front for Huron. Still trying to maneuver it inside.
That is the end of the game. The final score, Pioneers 15.
So
Huron 5.
our final score is going to be 15-5 Pioneer. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our key player of the game with Nick out on the field.
Here at Holloway Field on Wednesday.
Two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into
he might get a little something for his, his efforts there.
He did.
Thanks, Kevin. Down here with Jack Grieshaber, attacker for the Pioneers. First off, complete team victory. Tell me what it's like on both sides of the ball for your squad here today.
Just a great game overall. Great communication on defense. Good job holding the possessions on offense. Some good shooting. Did really well on man up. Scored each time, so I like that.
Now, you guys put the ball in the net a lot of different ways. Tell me about we saw some give and goes from you. We saw some set offense. Tell me what it's like being so versatile out there putting the ball in the net.
It's definitely like fun to switch it up because I can shoot from the outside or come from like behind on X. We also have like a bunch of guys who can score. It's not just me, so it's nice.
And lastly, big win against a divisional opponent, but you got some other big games coming up. Tell me how the momentum is moving forward.
Definitely. We got Saline coming up and then Bedford. Those are probably the two biggest games to take home the conference. So hopefully we can win that SEC.
Keep working hard, and you guys will have no problem winning this conference. Kev, back to you.
I think Nick was a little bit afraid of Jack. You saw him keep the distance away from him on that interview. Great job by Jack, as well as Jet Lash and Dakota, Audie Price getting hat tricks, and Coach Connolly's squad coming away with the victory. And as Jack was saying on that interview, Pioneer is going to definitely be at home. This is only their second home match in the entire season, so they've got all of their big games coming up here at Hallway Field. So for Nick Wesnitsky, I'm Kevin Bryant. We'd like to thank you for watching CTN Sports Game of the Week.